Alright, what's up everybody? So in today's video, we're going to be demoing a dynamic microphone. You guys already know how I am with dynamic microphones. You know how opinionated I am when it comes to these things. So this should make for a pretty interesting video. On top of that, when you hear the reason why I ended up going with this microphone and how much it costs, I think you guys will be genuinely shocked. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. First and foremost, the microphone that I am using is the Shure SM48. A lot of you guys probably already know about this microphone, or more than likely even own this microphone, or the bigger brother to this microphone, the SM58. These microphones are industry standard, just legendary microphones that have been around forever. They really have stood up to the test of time. A lot of people talk about these microphones and put them on a pedestal and say that these are some of the greatest dynamic microphones, period. You know, there's a handful of dynamic microphones that everyone knows about: the Shure SM7B, Electro Voice RE20, and then I would say these microphones are up there with them: the SM58s, 57, 48. These are all microphones that really anybody who is just involved in the audio community knows about. Now, most of you guys are probably wondering, and rightfully so, if I've talked all that smack that I have said on dynamic microphones, why did I go and buy one? Simply put, I wanted a microphone that I can use out here in my untreated environment for my YouTube videos specifically that would sound great right off the bat. The problem with using a condenser microphone, and especially in my situation where I'm in a room where there is absolutely no acoustic treatment whatsoever, the condenser microphone is very, very sensitive, a lot more sensitive than a dynamic microphone, and it captures everything in the room, all the room ambience, reflections, all that. It just does not sound as clean. So I wanted a microphone, specifically a dynamic microphone, that I could use out here in this room that would eliminate that and really just focus on my vocals. Keep in mind, I don't really plan on recording music with it. In that situation, I would just use my TLM 103 in my vocal booth. But when I'm sitting out here in this room recording videos, something like this is perfect. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you can't use this for recording music. Absolutely you can. A lot of people do. I'm just saying, in my situation, in my case, I would just use my TLM 103 when I'm recording vocals. I wouldn't necessarily plug in the SM48 to record vocals. At that point, it just doesn't really make sense for me. But of course, you know, for you, it might make sense to record on the SM48, 58, 57, whatever it is that you have. It just kind of depends on what you're recording to begin with. So I have a quick story for you guys. The other day, I went out and bought the Aston Stealth. Most of you guys would know what that microphone is, especially if you enjoy the Shure SM7B. You watch a lot of videos on the Shure SM7B. The Aston Stealth gets compared to the SM7B all the time. You'll see that there is a ton of content out there on YouTube where they demo these two microphones side by side. So the Aston Stealth is a dynamic microphone with different voices that you can switch on it, and it's really versatile. Apparently, according to the videos and all the reviews that I read, people said that the Aston Stealth was in fact better than the SM7B. So with that knowledge, knowing that, I went out and decided to buy the Aston Stealth, came back, demoed it, tried it, filmed this giant video using it, and I was completely disappointed with that microphone. I don't know if it was just the copy that I had, if it was specifically just my version of that microphone that I had, but it was incredibly dull sounding. It sounded like if you were to roll off completely all of the high frequencies and you left all the mud left over when you EQ. It was so atrocious sounding. It was the worst sounding microphone I've ever used, besides the Amazon microphone. The Amazon mic that I bought for $15, you know, of course it's not gonna sound as bad, but I'm telling you right now, that Aston Stealth was right there next to it. This microphone that I'm using right now, the SM48, sounds 10 times better, easily. I was blown away when I got home and I plugged this mic in and tried it, and then I compared the clips that I had from the Aston Stealth. It was a night and day difference. This sounds very clear, whereas the Aston Stealth just sounded completely muddy. And this is the one that I've been using right now. This is the dynamic microphone that I have been using and I plan to use for my videos. However, I did want to mention that I do plan to get an SM7B, so when that does happen, that will obviously replace this microphone, but I'm still going to hold on to this mic because of if there's ever a time where I may need to record something specific, then I might need to use the SM48 for that. But in the meantime, for these YouTube videos, this 100% suffices. This sounds very, very good enough to be used for a YouTube video. So I pretty much just want to hop on here and show you guys the new mic that I just bought. Again, a dynamic microphone, something I normally wouldn't do, but I was giving it some thought and I really want to take advantage of the room that I am sitting in right now, and I understand that using a condenser in this environment is not optimal, so a dynamic microphone in this situation would be the better choice out of the two. And at the same time, it's a YouTube video. I don't need a TLM 103 for my YouTube videos. Again, I'm not going to get rid of the TLM 103, not a chance. That's what I would use for my music. But when it comes to sitting down for a YouTube video, I don't necessarily need to be using a TLM 103. I don't know. That's just how I'm looking at it, I guess. And you know, the beauty of using something like this, if this microphone falls, gets damaged, anything like that, for one, it's built like a tank. But two, it's only $35. At that point, I could just go buy another SM48, or I could just upgrade up to the SM58 or whatever. So I'm gonna just end up using something like this, or my SM7B, which I plan to get here pretty soon. I'm gonna be sticking to using that for my YouTube videos. It just makes more sense than using a expensive Neumann TLM 103 to just film a YouTube video. Anyways, guys, that about wraps up the video. If you haven't already yet, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can stay notified for whenever I drop my videos. Also, make sure if you haven't already yet, go over and follow me on Instagram. If you were following me on Instagram, you would have known that I bought this microphone and was planning on making this video. On my Instagram, I do all the behind the scenes stuff. I've been posting on there a lot recently, trying to stay more engaged with you guys. That's the easiest way to get at me and ask me any questions. And I do want to start doing some Instagram lives over there too. I think that'll be really fun. So I'm gonna leave my handle up on the screen. Go ahead and follow me over there. I'll also leave it linked down below in the description. So be sure that you follow me so that you can stay up to date with everything that has to do with this channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Take care, everybody. Peace out.